Hello everyone. We'll be starting with the session. I'll talk something about our facilitator. Miss Anamika Chakravarti is a cancer thriver, having turned her challenging experience into a springboard for personal growth. She is now a cancer and wellness coach using the science of psychoneuroimmunology, which is effect of thoughts and feelings on our health, for inner healing. She helps corporates empower their employees to create an atmosphere of happiness and vitality in the workplace. And those are to be more engaged and productive, to take initiative and ownership, to have a sense of purpose, and to be open to learning, unlearning, and relearning. So we welcome Miss Anamika Chakravarti. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Abhay. So today we are going to talk about avoiding burnout. Many of you came about 5 minutes earlier, and you've had some time to just give me a minute. I've done something I shouldn't have done. Yeah, and you've had some time to relax, but many are just joining in and just left your work and come or whatever it is. So what we're going to be doing is doing what is called as a presence practice, where we become present to the moment. Okay, so I would request all of you to keep your feet on the ground, to keep your back erect and your hands on your knees with your palms open, facing upward or downwards. Those who wear spectacles, preferably remove your spectacles and slowly, gently close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, just soften your gaze. So look down somewhere so that your gaze is softened. Bring a smile to your face, nothing serious happening, and notice how you are feeling. Notice what state you are in. The first signal of presence is to have a relaxed body. So scan your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And if you come across any tightness, any stiffness, just relax, both physically and mentally. So I find I knit my eyebrows, my shoulders are sometimes not relaxed, back, abdomen, these are the places where we usually carry stress. So just relax your body. Both externally and internally, the organs, you can mentally relax your body. The muscles, the blood vessels, the tendons, the ligaments, the organs, just relax. As your body begins to relax, bring your attention to your breath. No need to regulate your breath in any way, just notice your breathing. As you breathe in, your abdomen expands, and as you breathe out, your abdomen collapses. Just notice your steady rhythmic breathing. Now bring your attention to your mind. Many things must be going on in your mind. Many windows are open, many applications are open. And just like you would do on your computer, shut all these windows gently and firmly. Bring your mind to its calm and quiet state. With an even breathing, you've actually balanced your right and left brains. And mute, please. And with a clear mind, we can now bring its resources to do whatever is required for the present moment. Then bring your attention to your heart. Feel the warmth of your physical heart. And then bring your attention to your emotional heart, which is somewhere more in the middle of your chest. And open your heart little by little so that you can receive the emotions, the feelings, and the vulnerabilities of others in this call today. And at the same time, you can also reveal your vulnerabilities, your feelings, your emotions. We are in a safe space. So you have a relaxed body for those who are just joining in. Just relax your body. Bring your attention to your breath, and you will notice that you have even breathing. Clear your mind, get a clear, calm, and quiet mind. Open your heart, and now become aware of where you are, what sounds you can hear, what feelings you can feel on your skin. So become aware in the context in which you are. And repeat after me mentally. I have nothing to defend. I have nothing to promote. I have nothing to fear. The only reality of this moment is that I am here now. I am here now. Take your time to slowly open your eyes. Notice your state now vis-a-vis what it was at the beginning of this practice. And just stretch your arms, get your circulation moving, because when we do any guided meditations, the circulation slows down. Yeah, so I hope all you have got your eyes open now so that we can start with the presentation. So we're talking about burnout, right? Any idea what is burnout? Anybody wants to express, you can use the chat box and share what you think is a burnout. What is a burnout? Feeling exhausted, yes. Anybody else? Tiredness, yes. Overworked, overthinking, not being able to control your stress, consistently operating at full capacity without taking any break, loss of focus, overstressed, feeling excluded, okay, feeling demotivated, nothing seems to make sense, no control on the situation, no willingness to do anything because you're so exhausted, overwhelmed, drained, that's a good one. Feeling empty, mentally exhausted, devoid of any motivation. You don't care anymore, right? And this comes out because of late night work, because you don't rest, you're feeling sad, you're overstressed, tired most of the time. Beautiful. Absolutely. That exactly is what burnout. Okay? It's a state of physical, emotional, mental exhaustion, total exhaustion. And it is caused by excessive and prolonged stress. Yeah. So usually we different stages. It starts with a very good intention. A good intention is to do something, is to prove ourselves, do something for the organization. So we start working. And as you keep working slowly, 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 harder and harder it becomes. And harder means not more difficult, but you work harder and you work harder to achieve that goal for yourself and for the organization. And slowly, you begin to neglect your own needs. So many a times we get so absorbed, so involved in our work that we forget to eat, or we even sacrifice our morning walk, our evening walk. Where is the time for all that, right? Because we are all just working, working, working. And then you get irritated, you start blaming people. That's the stage 4 of the burnout. Then what happens is all you work more and more. So it's just fueling. As somebody said, we keep on working more and more. So whatever is happening is just fueling us to go forward. And we start we don't accept that we are under stress, right? We deny that we are under stress because work is all that we know, right? And when we are in the work environment, that is what we have to focus on. So we withdraw for social life. We don't go out with friends. We don't go for any outings with our family. And everybody's upset because they aren't getting your time, they aren't getting your company. But you keep on working, 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 until you are totally exhausted. You have no more resources left to do anything. You start, even substance abuse. Some people drink because you're feeling empty, you're feeling numb, you're just not feeling like yourself, you're feeling isolated. Somebody said, talked about isolation, and you're depressed, you lose control of your life actually, and you just collapse. Yeah, started with a very simple and what do you say, innocent desire to do something, to prove yourself. And somewhere along the way we got lost and exhausted ourselves totally. Yeah, all caused by stress. Now let's look at what is stress. Again, use the chat box to share with everybody what according to you is stress. I'm looking at the chat box. Stress is uncontrolled feelings, many thoughts, okay? Negative pressure, okay? What else? Anxiety, yeah. Fear of losing something, no control over the situation, lot of tension, mental tension, emotional tension, high anxiety, fear, yeah. Lot of pressure, 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 yeah. Not knowing exactly what the issue is because everything is muddled, thoughts are muddled, overthinking, not able to concentrate. Yeah, all this is either cause of stress or the result of stress, right? Let's go with a common definition, right? Everybody now has different definitions going on. There's a gentleman called Bill Mitchell who has given this definition, which I like very much. He says it's the loss of equilibrium that one experiences when the pressures imposed exceed one's coping resources. Okay, so it is the loss of equilibrium that we experience when the pressure imposed exceeds our coping resources. That's why something that's stressful for me may not be stressful for you. What is stressful for A may not be stressful for B. And it's the loss of equilibrium that we experience, but which means the situation is not stressful. The way we react to it, the way we respond to it, is what is causing the stress. Yeah, so keep this definition in mind as we go ahead. Stress can be caused because of physical issues, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual. Physical means, we know food, rest, exercise, pollution, whatever is happening around us. Emotions are all our emotions, right? Anger, sadness, jealousy causes stress. If we have them frequently, or if we have them in a, the magnitude of that feeling is very large, then we will be under stress. Mental stress is all the stress that is caused by our values, our assumptions in life, our uh, viewpoints about life, the self-talk that we talk to ourselves. Relational stress is caused by all our relations, our family, our colleagues, extended family, friends, society at large. And spiritual here does not mean religious, it's basically existential issues. Many people are stressed by why am I here? Who am I? What is my role in the world? What is my purpose in life? Why is there so much injustice in the world? So these are the existential issues that cause stress. And I won't discuss this much now, but yeah.
Ma'am, is your PPT supposed to be on?
My PPT is not going ahead.
Your screen's not shared, no.
You. Oh. How did that happen?
Share your screen.
Yeah, thanks. I did share it and then. Okay. So I'm just going to go back a bit. These were the. I did you see? Did you not see any of these slides?
No, none of them.
No, ma'am. We didn't see.
Oh my God. Okay. So let's just go through it quickly. Which is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. These were the 12 stages of burnout that I talked about. You can take a screenshot if you want, which starts with proving yourself to working harder and harder, losing control of your own needs, your social life, everything goes for a toss. You start getting irritated, you collapse, and you start maybe in some taking alcohol or maybe smoking. Just blow away all your troubles away. You may think so. We talked about what is stress, which is the loss of equilibrium that we experience when the pressures imposed exceed our coping resources. Okay, somebody is not on mute. So this is what the stress is.
Hello everyone. Please keep yourself on mute.
Okay, I can be heard right now.
Yes, you can. We can hear you. Ma'am, you are on mute.
You are
Again.
on mute,
We
ma'am.
can't hear you. You're on mute.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I think I have to just move that. We talked about different causes of stress, which is basically the physical stress, as I said, any physical factors, food, rest, exercise. Emotions are our feelings. Mental are what's going on in our mind, our thoughts, our values, our assumptions, our viewpoints in life. Relationship stresses are there, and spiritual, which is existential. Okay, and just remember this: any type of this stress for a prolonged period of time affects immunity and therefore causes illness. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as we go ahead. Just keep this in mind. Any stress for a prolonged period of time affects immunity and causes illness. How do most people handle stress? Either we do nothing about it, we read about it, talk, all intellectual discussions we have. We feel good, we either go shopping or we overeat, we drink. So we feel good by binging on things, saying that, oh, I'm eating a lot, but this is emotional eating. Yeah, but we do token lifestyle modifications. So we'll have Diet Coke, which is a good thing, probably. I'm not too sure. But we'll have a nice double cheeseburger, right? So just token lifestyle modifications we will do. A lot of us do a lot of physical things, and this is very good. Okay, either going to the gym or swimming, cycling, playing a sport. Good, but remember that it's only on the physical side. It's not taking care of the other stresses that are going on, the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual, if any. And we all ignore minor signals. There's a headache, we will just take whatever medicine and go ahead. we get acidity, acid reflux, and we'll take an antacid and just go ahead. Because those things we think are very unimportant, but they are minor signals that the body is giving you that it's not okay. Yeah. We are taking advantage of the resilience of this body. The body is very resilient. It can actually heal itself. And we are pushing it as much as we can until we collapse, until we go through that burnout. Yeah. Is all stress negative? Is there something called as a good stress? Stress as such is not good, but there is a part of it which might be construed as a good part. This is the stress performance curve, where on the x-axis is the pressure that we talked about, and on the y-axis is the performance. So when there's absolutely no pressure of work, nothing, then we are actually bored, right? As the pressure increases, we get enthused. We want to perform better, we do well. Last minute, most of us, tomorrow is the presentation, we'll start working on it today because we are all charged, pumped up. And our performance actually increases, becomes better and better and better until it goes to the maximum. That our internal resources that we talked about, until that. Once we reach that stage, any more pressure is only going to take you downhill. And this is a good thing for you to remember, not only for yourself, but also for your teams. So if you put too much pressure on your team members, after some time, there is going to be no productivity at all. Yeah, it's a downhill, this. It's a zone of delusion, that part is a zone of delusion, because we think we can push our bodies and we can do better, we can work harder, and we can, we can sacrifice this, sacrifice that, and become better performers. But that's the illusion that we are in, until we come to the burnout stage. Yeah. Okay, it's inevitable. Stress in life, at work, at home, friends, uh, illness in the family. Uh, Again, somebody is unmuted. Please check your this. So, what can we do to address burnout? Okay, start taking care of yourself. This is something I see that we have never been taught. In fact, we are told that if we take care of ourselves, if we think about ourselves, we are selfish. No, we are not. Unless we wear our own oxygen mask, we cannot put the oxygen mask for the others. So start taking care of yourself. Your simplest thing is food, rest, exercise. Rest. Food, okay, still, we'll put something in our mouths or somebody will do that. Rest and sleep is the cure for practically anything. Okay, if you allow the body to rest, the body will rejuvenate, recuperate, and become better. So think of rest, which we don't give any importance to. In our culture, there are various sayings that go around, "Aram haram hai," and all sorts of different versions of that, right? But it's very important to do that, to rest. And know that you will be fine. It may take time. It will take time, right? Because you've taken whatever time to come to this burnout. You've taken maybe a month or 2 months or whatever to come to the burnout phase. Now it will take you that much time to recuperate, to come back to normal. So it will take time, but it is not impossible. Yeah. So make a list of things to do, that classical thing of what are your urgent things, what are important things, what can be delegated, what you need not do yourself, that you can give it off to others to do. Here, extra sensory stimulation is because of our gadgets, our phone, our OTT platforms, whatever, our computers, because we go home also and we are still working on our laptops. So try and avoid that, because that sort of stimulates you. Be kind to yourself, right? If somebody came, if your family member or your friend has worked very hard throughout the day and has come home and is feeling very tired, what will you tell them? You'll be kind to them and say, okay, what can I do for you? Tomorrow is another day. Say the same thing to yourself. Yeah, so be kind to yourself and give yourself what you need at that moment. At that moment, you feel like having, a pizza, go and have a pizza. You feel like having a ice cream, go ahead and have an ice cream. You just want to have a nice long bath, go ahead and do that. So take the time to find out what is it that you want and do that. Yeah. So once you get into the burnout phase, you can do all these different things. Basically, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take the time out and take care of yourself and come back. Yeah. So let's do this little exercise. Okay, all of you. I hope you all have a little paper and pen with you. What are your greatest stressors? If not 5, 2 to 3. What are your greatest stressors? It can be to do with your salary, with your colleagues, with your boss, with your own productivity, own goals, own objectives. You can share them if you want. You can also just write them down. Yeah. So all of you have got a couple of examples of your stress. Now take a piece of paper and make 3 columns and write these words. Remove. How can you remove the stress? How can you change it or accept that? Okay. So for example, if it's your salary, then you can look for another job, or you can ask for a raise in the organization. If it's some colleague of yours who's troubling you, you can sit elsewhere, ask for a change of seat, or you can talk to your manager. Put them in these buckets. What can you do about them? Can you remove them? Can you change them? Accept is a okay. Acceptance is not avoidance. Okay, acceptance is a positive emotion. It is not a negative emotion. Or a negative thing. It's accept the thing as it is. So, for example, if it's raining, then acceptance is it's raining. That's it. Not accepting means, oh God, I don't know why it's raining now. I need to go. I have to take an umbrella. How will I reach where I have to reach? Lot of things. You're creating that stress for yourself. You're not accepting that situation. So the stressors that you've identified for yourself, put them in these 3 buckets and write what action you will take. How will you, if you can remove it, how will you remove it? If you can change, how will you change it? And if you can't do either of them, then you accept it. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. And if anybody wants to share anything out of that, you can do that in the chat box. You've identified your stressors and now you're putting them in these 3 buckets, because these are the only 3 ways you can deal with them. Meeting expectations, demands of friends, family, keeping up with time, pressures of society, managing a toddler, work, not having enough time for ourselves. Yes, that's the thing that we all battle with. So is there some way you can find that time for yourself? Can you change that in any way? given all that you have to do, all your responsibilities, is it possible to take out 5 minutes for yourself? Expectations from others at the office, yes. That's a very big stressor for many of us. What can we do about that? Nitin, can you mute yourself, please? Nitin Hangekar.
People, please be on mute.
Less harsh on yourself. Yes, very good. Speak and discuss. That's a very good thing to say. That if we talk to people, if we talk to our friends, our near and dear ones, then we feel lighter, right? So that's a good thing to do. Absolutely. Talk to people. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, I don't know how many of you did this, but when we were young, we used to do something called writing a diary. Today it's called journaling. Yeah. So if not anybody else, it's something you don't want to share with somebody, or at a particular time that you're feeling very low, somebody is not available for you to share, you can start writing. Yeah. So that it gets off your system. Basically, you have to unburden yourself. That's what you have to do. Yeah. So I hope you've done this. Any stressor that you come up with, put them in these three buckets. At least when you write it, it becomes real. And you know, okay, now this is what it is. Let me see what else I can do. Yeah. Okay. So acceptance, I just talked about what acceptance is, right? If it's raining, it's raining. If the milk has spilled, it has spilled. No need to cry over it, because the spilled milk is not going to become unspilled. Do we need to prevent burnout? We have to prove to ourselves, we have to work hard, we have to do things. So burnout is inevitable. Sometimes talking to strangers, okay. What about, do we need to prevent burnout? Anybody? Yes, no? Come on. Yes, yeah, okay. We need to prevent. Anybody with a no?
Completely, yes.
I think thankfully everybody will say yes. Yeah, you need to avoid burnout. Let's talk a little bit. So we all know, right, what is stress and different types of stress, and a lot of us also know how stress affects the system. I'm going to tell you a very important thing now, which is the physiology of stress. What really happens in the body, and how we are setting ourselves up for not a very pleasant experience going forward. There is something in our body called the HPA axis. Okay, just bear with me. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal. Hypothalamus is somewhere here. There's a pituitary gland also there. And the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands are two glands which are above the kidneys. Okay, and the kidneys are somewhere behind. If you hold your waist like this, then your palms will be on your kidneys. Okay, so there's an axis called the HPA axis. The hypothalamus is like the king of the body. Okay, and the pituitary gland is like the minister. So when there is stress, the hypothalamus tells the pituitary to make the adrenal glands secrete what is called as cortisol. Okay, there's a hormone called cortisol. Now this cortisol actually is a good hormone. Okay, so this is what it is. It regulates the stress of the body, yeah, and protects us from real threats, life-threatening threats. threats, right? When we were hunter-gatherers and suddenly one tiger would appear or a bear would appear or any other life-threatening situation, we get into what we call as fight, flight. We either fight the situation or we run or freeze. We are just rooted to the ground. We don't know what to do because our prefrontal cortex, which is where we make our decisions from, stops working. So this cortisol is actually helping us regulate our body's stress response. Today, we get stressed for anything and everything. Presentation is not ready, we are stressed. Maid has not come, we are stressed. Child has not performed well in the exams, we are stressed. We didn't get a promotion, we are stressed. The markets are not doing well, we are stressed. None of them are life-threatening situations. None of them, right? We are not losing our lives because of them. But we are under stress and cortisol is being produced. What is the result? The result is that there is adrenal fatigue. The adrenal is fatigued now. Adrenal has gone to a burnout phase and it cannot create any more cortisol. So, for example, menopause. When menopause happens, it's a natural phenomenon and there's a reason for it without going into that. When the estrogen levels go down, it is the cortisol that helps to bring the estrogen levels up. The adrenal has fatigue, no cortisol is being generated, so estrogen is not there, and therefore menopause is a difficult phase for people. Men go through prostate issues. Again, cortisol is the like a raw material for testosterone. Not happening, issues. A lot of women today have problems conceiving. Yeah, and many doctors now tell that, okay, just go to Kulu Manali or Simla or wherever, Switzerland probably, and just relax. Because we're always under so much stress, right? Stress means the body thinks you're in a life-threatening situation. When you are in a life-threatening situation, what will the body focus on? On survival, right? So it is focusing on, say, breathing, the respiration system. It is focusing on the circulation system. The reproductive system is not its priority at that time. I mean, a lot of people don't reproduce and they are all living well, right? So this is not necessary for survival. Therefore, that system gets neglected. So remember that when we are stressing our bodies, we are paving the way for a difficult life ahead. Some illness, some disease will come up. That's why now we talk about everything being a lifestyle disease, right? Be it diabetes, be it blood pressure, all are to do with your lifestyle. So if you understand this is what stress is doing to your body, I think we'll become a little more careful, a little more aware of how and when we are stressing our bodies and whether it's worth it. Again, somebody is unmuted. Priyanka. Yeah, you have any questions, just write them down and I will look at them a little later. So how can we avoid burning out, right? Make yourself a priority. Yeah. Lot of us go for perfection. I want everything to be perfect. Right? Perfection is a source of uh, stress. I'm not saying don't do your best. I'm not saying that at all. You have to do your best. There is no option for that. You have to give your best efforts. But to make it exactly perfect when it is stressing you, maybe not. Taking breaks, staying in touch with friends, as we said, sharing with them uh, your life, your ups, downs, not overloading yourself, listening to your body. As I said, headaches, colds, coughs, acidity, these are all signals that your body is not fine. Taking up a hobby, enjoying small things, talking about your feelings, right? Especially in a corporate world, why in a corporate world, even otherwise, we are not encouraged to talk about our feelings, right? Either we say, what is there to cry, or what is there to get angry about it, or you're a man, you can't, do men cry? Only women, women or girls cry. So we have lots of all these different cultural issues which we are uh, I mean, that itself is a pressure on us, right? It's okay to talk about your feelings, right? In fact, it's good to talk about your feelings so that you then get it out of your system. Again, somebody is unmuted. I can't see that. So please mute yourselves.
Ma'am, you're on
Ma'am, you
mute
are
now.
also in.
So, accept who you are. Yeah. And this is all that I can do. This is my best efforts. Everybody cannot get 90%, right? So accept which band you are. Yes, of course, there are expectations of others. Your parents expect something from you, your boss expects, and all that. And maybe a good, honest discussion, a good, honest conversation will help that process. So do whatever you have to do to avoid burnout. We just saw physiologically what happens. And we don't want to go there. Yeah. There's a very nice prayer that all of you can say. It's called a serenity prayer, available on the internet very widely. God, grant me the serenity. If you don't believe in God, leave that word out. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. There are things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Another variation of this is, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that the one is me. Yeah. So I can only change my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, not yours. I can only tell you, but you are in charge of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your behavior, your dreams, your goals. They're all yours. Yeah. So it's a good prayer to say every day, to remind yourself. You have to say it every day, because then we need a reminder. Otherwise, we tend to forget, right? Because we are trying to control everything that's going on in our lives, in others' lives. Let's take a minute, truly take a minute to think, because we never do this. We never think about ourselves and what makes us happy in life. What makes you truly happy in life? Just close your eyes and think about it. What will make you truly happy in life? You don't have to share, but you have to come up with some word, some phrase for yourself. What is it that will make me truly happy in life? Nice. My daughter's smile, have time for myself. My kids smile, so easy, right? That's so easy to access. Spending time with family, financial freedom, sense of fulfillment. These are easy things to get, not very difficult, right? Once you have identified what makes you truly happy in life, then say no to everything that isn't that. Okay? It's a little extreme, but what I mean to say and what this is trying to say is that focus on that. If your daughter's smile is what makes you truly happy, see that you subject yourself to that smile every day, even if it is for a short time. Maybe you come home late and she's asleep by then. Try to come a little earlier so that at least you can see that smile before she goes to bed, before you go to bed. Do a video call if you have to see that smile. Not difficult, not difficult at all. Whatever all of you have written are easy things to do. You want to spend time with family. You don't have to spend the whole day or the whole weekend. Even if you can spend half an hour, 15 minutes, it will not only rejuvenate them. And if not anything, just breathe. Okay, if you can't do anything else, but you're feeling lost, you're feeling exhausted, you're feeling overwhelmed, take 3 deep breaths. You take those deep breaths, and the body knows that, okay, things are fine. Because when you are in stress or when you are in danger, then you are breathing very shallow. Your breathing is shallow, it's coming very fast. So if you take 3 deep breaths, the body says, okay, things are fine. This mechanism is fine. This person is fine. Yeah. So if you can't do anything else, just focus on breathing. This presence practice that we did right at the beginning, I hope all of you were able to attend or at least get the gist of it. If you do that on a regular basis, I do it every day. Relax your body, focus on your breath, even breathing. Quieten your mind, calm and quiet mind. Open your heart, become aware of where you are, and just say that I'm here at the moment. We are all so, caught up in the uh, guilt of the past or the anxiety of the future, we forget to even enjoy what's going on. For all those who've seen, what's that movie, Kung Fu Panda, right? There's this dialogue which says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. What you have is now, and that's why it's called a present. It's a present to you, so accept that present and enjoy that present. Yeah. I'm going to end by saying that stress is inevitable, right? That is the times that we live in. How we deal with it is important. So a nice meditative practice, anything, as we said, even physical thing, if you can manage to do only that, that is also okay. The gymming, swimming, cycling. So it's not the event that is stressful, but our reaction to it. We need to be aware of what is stressing out us and learn to handle it. You can either do breath work, say the serenity prayer, feel it, okay? Not just say those words. Say and feel the serenity prayer. Do movements at regular intervals. That also sort of activates what is called as the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you to heal, okay? Uh, all our biology classes, right, in school, which we didn't pay attention to. Maybe we can go back if we have children, 7th, 8th standard, 9th standard, just go back to those biology textbooks and read about the body and how the body is reacting, how the body is functioning. Yeah. So movements are good. I have a alarm which rings every hour. Okay. Every hour I get up, walk and come back, because I work from home. So, it's, and again, my work is also, on the chair. So you do some movement. You can just stretch your arms if you don't feel like getting up. Various things you can do just to keep the body, in a movement stage. Sleep well. I can't even begin to say how important it is, the sleep and the rest. Indulge in a hobby if you can. Again, maybe 5 minutes in a week, right? You can indulge in a hobby. Use tools like journaling, like talking to your friends, right? To get this unhandled stress out of your system. And there is this very nice book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. Yeah, because they don't have stress, right? So you can read this book by Robert Sapolsky, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. It's a nice book. There are other books also, like don't stress the small stuff. It's not stress, it's something else. But let's say it's don't stress the small stuff. And in short, in small letters, it's written, and it's all the small stuff. Everything in life is small. We make it so big, humongous. A video comes to mind. It's called Little Blue Dot or something like that by Carl Sagan. And he talks about the entire cosmos, right? And the Earth is actually a little blue dot, and we are a little black dot in that blue dot, right? So that's how we are. Uh, let's not, you know, make things bigger. They're all small things, all can be addressed. We have the resources to address whatever stress comes in our lives. So let's just do it. Leave you with two lovely visuals. I just love these two visuals. That learn to fill your own cup first. Then only can you pour from it, right? If your cup is empty, then what will you pour? Nothing. Yeah, or you keep on pouring, and suddenly you will find that you're empty. A lot of people talked about emptiness when we talked about burnout, and almost everything we all know, right? Alt, Control, Delete, start, restart. So anything and everything, including you, yeah, you will rejuvenate it if you unplug yourself for a few minutes. Okay, that's
Can
the.
you please go back to the previous slide for a second?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if anybody wants, you can take a screenshot and keep this. Okay, so any questions now that we have finished the presentation?
Hello,
Yeah.
can you elaborate on the tokenization lifestyle? What do you mean by exactly
What lifestyle you said?
tokenization?
Tokenization?
In one of your
Tokenization? No. Uh,
Token
token
lifestyle changes, he
token
said.
lifestyle changes.
token life.
Token
Okay, sorry.
lifestyle.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you. So token means naam ke vaste, and small changes we will make. We will have one fruit every day, or as I said, we will have diet coke, right? So those are token lifestyle changes. They don't make, maybe for momentarily that will address your stress. You'll feel good, but that's it. It's not in the long run. It will not make anything. So let's not make it small. Token means small, like a token you get, na, one small little
Okay, got it.
thing. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. I have two questions. Shubham, how to deal with procrastination and how to deal with stress of social comparison. Ah, procrastination, if it happens, or anything, right? If it happens often, There are two things. One is to see why we are procrastinating. What is it that we are gaining by procrastinating? Not what we know what we are not getting by procrastinating. What is it that we are gaining? Okay. Are there any uh, childhood beliefs, or did somebody tell us something about procrastination when we were younger, which has stayed with us, right? Because how we behave, the procrastination is our behavior, right? That's the tip of the iceberg. What is there below it is all our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings about that job that we are procrastinating. So you need to find that out. There are no easy answers to any of these questions. Life's questions have no easy answers. You have to take the time. You have to go to a park over the weekend, sit quietly, or at the beach, sit quietly, and see what answers come up for you. Yeah, comparison, just stop comparing, that's it, I would say. But again, it's the same thing. Okay, why do you do that? What is it that you are getting by comparing? If you're not getting anything good out of comparing, why are you still doing it then? And were you again compared with your siblings when you were younger? Constant comparisons are always done between siblings by parents unknowingly, and that becomes something that we grow up with, and then we want to compare ourselves with everybody. The only person I feel you should compare yourself with is yourself. So I say Anamika today is Anamika 2.0, and how has she changed from Anamika 1.0? That's all I do. It's not been easy. It's everything is conscious and consistent practice, right? When we gave our 10th standard, 12th standard, whatever exams, we did last 5 years papers to papers from other colleges, other schools. We kept on practicing, practicing, practicing. Similarly, we have to consciously and consistently practice. That's it. There's no shortcut for all this. Anirban, you're talking about compartmentalization of the mind. You want to unmute yourself and say, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Before
actually,
that, Shubham, did you get your 1 minute? Shubham, did you get your answer? You have to work towards it. Yeah. Yeah, Anirban, go ahead.
yeah. Hi, Anamika. Actually, I was having discussion recently with one of my friends. So she had told me this that she's able to compartmentalize, like, segregate her mind. So this thing I could
Okay.
not question, or I could not get an answer to it because I didn't question actually.
Yeah,
What's the
maybe
meaning of it?
you should have another chat with her and find out what she meant by that.
Okay.
I'm
Because
not too sure. I'm not too
yeah.
sure what this means.
Okay.
What are the signs of being stressed, Mohan? You should tell me what are the signs. You know what are the signs of being stressed. Anytime you, as I said, I gave you the definition. Anytime you lose your equilibrium, you are stressed. So if you're not calm, if you're not happy, if you're not joyful, there is some stress in your life. What other signs do you really need? Yeah, I'm going to just take 2 minutes for all those who are still on the call. We all take a bath every day, right? We keep ourselves clean. Our whole body has to be kept clean. How many of us do anything to keep the mind clean? Throughout the day, we accumulate all sorts of negativities, comments from people, our own feelings, and we go to sleep with that. It's stored in the body. There is no way that we get rid of those negativities. So some practice you can start with that. I'll just quickly share what I do. I light a candle or a lamp, okay, the fire, which is supposed to destroy. And I put all my negative feelings, my negativities, I honor them. First, I thank them for coming because they have come to tell me something. I honor those feelings, and then I say, now I let go of you, and I mentally put that in that fire. You can also do it with a picture of a candle on your phone, anything. But mentally just get rid of all that clutter that is there in your mind before you go to sleep. Okay? And don't see Lord of Rings or some uh, murder mysteries before you go to sleep. calm your mind and then go to sleep. Yeah, any other questions? I guess this is the beginning. Please start talking about it, researching about it, reading about it, and uh, live a joyful and fulfilling life. That's my wish for all of you. Thank you.
Madam, I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, a lot of stress actually, which is in our generation, is because of the handle, a lot of peer pressure or social pressure or reputational pressure, and it leads to a lot of stress also, and eventually a burnout.
Yes.
Not necessary about only I'm talking about professional, but sometimes to remain in that competition. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that peer, that social and reputational pressure is huge. Uh, and I
Whom am
think
I
leads
speaking
it.
to? Ashish, is it? Ashish.
Yeah. My name is Ashish
Ashish,
Deshmukh.
again, there are no easy answers to this. I cannot tell you what you should be doing. You have to decide for yourself what is it that you want to do, how much of that pressure you want to take. Competition is there everywhere, I know that, right? I am a mother of a 20-year-old, and students have more competitive pressures than others. So you have to decide how much of that pressure you want. You have to know when is enough. You have to decide for yourself when is enough. When is enough of the pressure, when is enough of the competition, when is enough of the money, when is enough of the accolades, when is enough of the appreciation. All that you have to decide for yourself, keeping in mind what stress does for you. Yeah. One last question I'm going to take is how to handle stress when it's coming from others. Uh, when people talk, right, and we feel upset about it. Just one sentence I will tell. It's called taking things personally. If I call you a pink elephant, you'll say, Anamika has gone mad. What is she calling me a pink elephant for me? Why is she calling me a pink elephant? But if I call you, if I tell you you are fat or you don't work well, then you'll take it very seriously. Then what Anamika says suddenly becomes very serious. Yeah. So taking things personally, I'm reminded of a book called Four Agreements. I read a lot of books, so and the second agreement says don't take things personally, because when you take things personally, then you have taken the poison from the other person and put it in your system, and that's how it keeps on gnawing at you. Yeah. uh, Fear of missing out. Experience the joy of missing out. The joy, JOMO. See whether you can do that. Yeah. Jocelyn, should we close the session?
Yes, ma'am, we can conclude. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Uh, we are really grateful for Miss Anamika Chakravarti for doing such a great session on avoiding burnout. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you everybody. Somebody is
ma'am.
consistently asking about
Thanks, everyone.
differentiating between moderate and high stress, and why do you want to do that? Stress is stress. So yeah, Mohan. Chalo, bye everybody, and find out what is it that makes you happy and stick by it. Remember that. Thank you. Bye bye. Have fun.